If Machine Gun Kelly had the slightest idea that this tweet was going to have a profound effect on his rap career, he might have kept his thoughts to himself.
Yeah, I'll tell you the situation because this is something that I feel like, you know, quiet is kept still, you know, is a reason why certain things don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
don't happen.
Okay. Right? So like, pictures of that had, you know, had came out, and I'm like, what, 20 years old, 21 at the time, and I'm like, oh my God.
And she's beautiful.
I said she's beautiful.
Yeah.
But all respect due, Eminem is king.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
So what was,
So my point.
What was turned into?
And is there a 15-year age gap where I'm a creep for that?
No.
I was 21, dog.
But wait, what turned in? What came? What happened?
It
just
I guess people took it as disrespect, maybe, but
Nah.
3 years after the tweet, MGK claimed in this interview that it affected his career in ways he didn't imagine. Not only did radio stations allegedly ban his music, he alleged that M also took extra steps to sabotage his career. 3 more years later, in 2018, perhaps tired of waiting, MGK decided to take the first shot at M, directly targeting his song Rap God. On a Tech 9 feature titled No Reason, MGK raps,
I pop cherries and pop stars, you popsicles is not hard. Popped in on the top charts at the cop card. So
this was Kelly asking for smoke, and barely 5 months later, M dropped a new album, Kamikaze, and one of the tracks, Not Alike, threw a direct jab at MGK.
Next time you don't gotta use Tech 9 if you wanna come at me with a submachine gun. And I'm talking to you, but you already know who the fuck you are, Kelly.
Now the beef was on, and Tech 9 was also caught in the narrative. 10 days later, Tech shares this post, saying he had no idea MGK used his song to diss Eminem, basically taking himself out of the fight. With no ally on his side, many quickly theorized that MGK would chicken out of the fight. He was, of course, trying to go against Eminem, and it would be totally acceptable if he bowed out. But on the 3rd of September 2018, the rapper dropped Rap Devil, and it caught fire as quickly as you'd expect.
Somebody grab him some clippers, his fucking beard is weird. Tough talk from a rapper paying millions for security a year.
To be fair, MGK has some pretty solid bars on the song, and for the first time in a long time, it seemed like a rapper had successfully sucker punched M in the gut. But it was really too early to determine that. Eminem eventually appeared in an interview with Sway Calloway, where he discussed his new album, and MGK, the rapper who made a tweet about his daughter.
The shit is, just for the record, the thing that was going on that he was saying about my daughter, I didn't even know about that until like literally like a year and a half later.
Okay.
It never hit my radar. And then one day, you know, you go down the fucking wormhole of YouTube and whatever, right? So I see Machine Gun Kelly talks about Eminem's daughter, whatever, right? So what the fuck? Click on it. Like, yo, why is he? Then he starts doing a press run, basically, about Haley.
But M claimed that he chose to diss MGK because of something even more petty than the tweet. The fact that he alleged that M was trying to hinder his career.
That's not why I dissed him. The reason I dissed him is actually a lot more petty than that.
Okay.
The reason that I dissed him is because he got on. First when he said, I'm the greatest rapper alive since my favorite rapper banned me from Shade 45 or whatever he said, right? Like I'm trying to hinder his career. So I don't give a fuck about your career. You think I actually fucking think about you? You know how many fucking rappers that are better than you? You're not even in the fucking conversation. I don't care if you fucking blow or if you don't blow. It doesn't matter to me. But then when you get on Tech 9's album and you start sending shots and people start hitting me up, yo, Machine Gun dissed you, he just dissed you, he dissed you. I'm like, I listen to it, I'm like, did he really diss me though? I keep listening to it, yo, this rap, you not gods. And then somebody sends me a screenshot of his Twitter. And it says, had some shit to get off my chest. You just rap, you not God. Some shit like that. And I was like.
The rapper eventually did not reveal if he was going to respond to Rap Devil. But the next day, right after this interview, he released Killshot.
Rihanna just hit me on a text. Last night I left hickeys on her neck. Wait, you just dissed me? I'm perplexed.
This diss was scathing in typical Eminem fashion. Kelly was likened to Stan and his ex Halsey, who was dragged into the conversation. MGK replies to the diss on Twitter, saying 2 weeks and 3 interviews later. Then in an interview, he said this.
Do you respond to it?
Do you respond to what?
His last...
Like on this?
Killshot?
Yes.
I had a clip ready. I'll tell you, I had a clip ready. I heard Killshot, and I put that shit back in the holster. I'm like, oh, word. All right. He called me a mumble rapper.
Thinking he was on the winning side, MGK appeared on Fall Out Boy's concert, wearing a shirt with the Killshot art on it. This performance went pretty well for a brief while, but as soon as he began to perform Rap Devil, this happened. Well, this was a reality check that the rapper definitely needed, but something else was brewing on Twitter. Several fans began to contemplate the idea of the entire beef being staged. Not only were Eminem and MGK both signed to Interscope Records, fans claimed that Ronnie J appeared as a producer on the diss tracks of both artists. Another user, Ryan Fairbanks, had an even more interesting angle. The account wrote, Eminem/MGK beef is a scam to promote their albums. Kamikaze and Binge. Ronnie J and Ronald Spence Jr. are the same person. He co-wrote and produced Rap Devil for MGK and did production on Not Alike, Eminem's diss to MGK on Kamikaze, in The Ringer for Eminem. This conversation took on a new angle when some more fans speculated that Rap Devil had been uploaded months earlier, but was set to private. Then it was made public right at the time the beef reached its peak, and after both rappers dropped albums. MGK then appeared in an interview with The Breakfast Club, where he showed his frustration at M for failing to talk to him. At this point, it seemed like he was baiting M to respond and probably make something more of the situation. But we could have ignored these claims if Kelly hadn't landed himself in trouble a few days later. On the 3rd of October 2018, TMZ released a video of Kelly's crew beating up G-Rod, an actor who called the rapper out over his tweets about Haley. Apparently, this whole thing started when the actor got a camera in Kelly's face and confronted him. MGK tried to push him off, but he didn't budge.
And I'm gonna say, because it has to be said, you're a pussy. You're a pussy for going for family. You're a pussy. You're a pussy. You're a pussy.
Well, a few hours later, they ambushed him at his hotel and beat him up. For a rapper feuding with Eminem at the time, this didn't help MGK's already failing reputation. But the real question has always been this: did M really destroy the career of this rapper? Well, it depends on who you ask. Eminem, for starters, believes that he did. On Unaccommodating, a 2020 track, he rapped,
The war finished with MGK, of course it is. I cleansed him of his mortal sins, I'm God and the Lord forgive.
And for a large percentage of hip-hop fans, this was agreeable. And in a pretty shocking twist, the rapper admitted that this beef in fact affected his career, and it wasn't positive. In a magazine interview with Dave Franco, he said, Hotel Diablo is that for me, because that was the first time I really expressed my true self with no outside influence, meaning the label. As a hip-hop album, it's flawless front to back, and also a hint at the evolution of how I went into a pop-punk album. But it was coming off the tail end of that infamous beef with Eminem. So no one wanted to give it the time of day. It's like if you made a shitty movie and then you come out with a great movie right after, but people want to focus on the fact that they hated whatever you just did. This was a truly difficult period for the rapper, and even though M pushed him out of the rap game, it wasn't a totally bad situation in the end. After deciding to make rock music, the former rapper released his album Tickets to My Downfall, and as you imagine, he was mocked at first. But this mockery quickly turned into adoration when rock fans realized just how good the album was. Interestingly, it debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, then the top rock albums chart. It also broke the record of being the first rock album to reach the top of the Billboard 200 chart in over a year. Definitely not the ending some fans wish for the former rapper, because away from the rap game, MGK seems to be doing just fine.